DJ Reader, former Bengal, and we also got some Tyler Boyd kind of reports, also a former Bengal.
Yeah.
And DJ Reader was on the Up and Adams show, and he said that the Lions said, we ain't letting you out the building until we get a deal done.
That's what you want to hear.
That's what we sat on this show, and we said when we got the news that he was in Detroit, we said, lock him in the room and do not let him get to his plane until the deal is done. To know that that's what they did, now I do understand fully that the Lions listen to our show.
Hey, hey. And, you know, the Lions, and obviously Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell understand the same thing that we do, that DJ Reader was one of the missing pieces to, I think, on paper, one of the better defensive lines now in the NFL. And I know that sounds crazy to sound after last year having to watch, guys like Benito Jones and Quentin Bohanna and Tyson Alualu and Charles Harris, the Okwara brothers. John Kaminsky kind of had a disappointing year. And no disrespect to those guys, but besides Aiden Hutchinson and the 13 games you got out of Aleem McNeil, the defensive line was kind of bare. And obviously I didn't even mention James Houston getting hurt. Now with a DJ Reader, you're the only team in the NFL. This is these Detroit Lions, a team that played significant minutes from the guys that I just mentioned, or significant snaps, now have, from what they did last year, 2 top 11 PFF-rated defensive tackles and a top 10 PFF-rated edge rusher in Aiden Hutchinson. And, you know, if Marcus Davenport can regain some of his 2021 form and James Houston can regain some of his 2022 form, that to me sounds like a pretty damn good defensive line. And DJ Reader is one of the keys to that, and DJ Reader is the type of guy that will free things up for guys like Aleem and Marcus Davenport and Aiden Hutchinson to put up even better numbers than they did last year, certainly with Marcus Davenport. But DJ Reader might be the guy that unlocks a Defensive Player of the Year caliber season from Aiden Hutchinson as well. So they understand what we understand, that DJ Reader is vitally important to this team.
So you're saying they locked him in a room in Allen Park so he could unlock Aiden Hutchinson?
Absolutely.
I saw that.
Absolutely.
JB, do we have that video of him on the Up and Adams show?
Yeah, I got it.
Let's watch this, because you can just see his excitement. Like when he's talking about it, like, man, these guys would not let me leave. Let's play it and then react.
DJ, a one-way flight is crazy.
Also, I love you, Kay.
Yeah, I got there. Hey, I'm telling you, I look at the itinerary, I'm like, all right, it's got to be a flight home. And then it was like, nah. And then I kept asking my agent, I'm like, yo, when I'm going to get the flight home? It's like, they said they're going to book it. And I'm like, dude, it's like 5 in the afternoon. I still ain't got no flight back to the crib. Like, I've been up here since 8. I ain't got no flight back. We were trying to get this done. I was like, he's like, it don't seem like they're trying to let you out this building. And some dude shouted out, he was like, we ain't letting you out the building until we get the deal done, man. I don't know who it was. I didn't even look at the door when he said it, but all I could remember is like those words getting said as I walked by. It was cool.
That's the statement from Dan Campbell. That is burn the boats. This is Hotel California. You can come, but you can never leave.
Hey, man, you know what? To see this Detroit Lions organization doing things this way, like the right way, and really kind of just paving their own way to do these things and seeing the rest of the league kind of catch up to them, I don't even know what we're looking at anymore. I have no idea. I mean, with the Pistons, if they ever got back good, we could say, well, there's been other periods and times where we've seen them do good. With the Detroit Lions, it's just like, wow, Sheila Ford Hamp. Like, wow, as an owner, to put all of the right pieces in place to the point that, you know, imagine if they would have tried this 10 years ago with a free agent. That would have probably been such a backlash of negativity on this organization. Like, wait, y'all trash organization, locking people in saying you can't go nowhere?
Right.
But now it's a situation where players are absolutely stoked about the opportunity to play for a Super Bowl appearance with the Detroit Lions.
The Detroit Lions. And Broder, I mean, I think I think this is kind of a universal fact at this point. The DJ Reader signing was what really made free agency something in which pretty much Lions fans give it a high approval rating. That was the one that we're all the most excited about.
What he does, he affects that entire defense. Like, him being out on the field elevates every single player on that defense. Not just Aiden Hutchinson, but Aleem McNeil and whatever edge is playing opposite Aiden Hutchinson. It helps your linebackers because he's such a hole stuffer, a menace in the run game. I see those smiles, you clowns. And then it helps the cornerback. The more pressure you get the secondary, I should say, the more pressure you get on the quarterback, it just allows Amik Robertson, Carlton Davis, whoever is going to be the starting secondary, allows them that much more time to stick with their receivers. It's a fantastic signing to see. He's wanted by other teams. The Bengals wanted to bring him back, but they were too late. Just the fact that they wouldn't let him out of the building is epic. And I just got to read this comment. Charles McClain, he says, my question is, wonder if Spielman was in that room or just Brad and Dan. Regardless, you have those three in a room or even just two, there's no way any man can get out of that door.
Yeah, and that's awesome that we can talk about these different names. Like, we actually know Spielman. We know Mike Disner. We appreciate and love our Detroit Lions owner. And then when you take it down to the field level, really a combination of field and front office between the relationship we see with Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell is awesome. And, there was another report with Tyler Boyd.
Bengals.
Tyler Boyd. What do you think about this, man? The interest that the Lions are showing in him as a wide receiver. I know a lot of people across social media, there was mixed reactions about, is he the type of wide receiver we need? But obviously with Josh Reynolds leaving, maybe their interest in Tyler Boyd is something to maybe replace him, I guess. And his kind of how sure-handed he was.
I don't think Tyler Boyd's a good fit for this team personally,
Really?
especially at $8.4 million a year. And here's the reason why. Tyler Boyd, I know that the last few seasons he's been the number 3 wide receiver with Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. Man, that was a loaded wide receiver room. But even before Higgins and Jamar Chase got there, Tyler Boyd played the vast majority of his snaps in the slot. And I think the Lions right now are kind of set at that when it comes to Amon-Ra St. Brown, when it comes to Khalif Raymond, played about half of his snaps out of the slot. Sam Laporta played quite a few slot snaps as well when he was off the line. And also for his average annual value in terms of what his market value is $8.4 million. If you're going to get another primarily slot guy, and I don't think the Lions are going to do this, I would probably look at Roman Wilson in the draft instead of trying to get Tyler Boyd for $8.4 million a year. To me, he's just not a fit with this team. He'd be more a fit with a team that needs production from the slot. And the Lions, I mean, you can never get enough of that. And of course, Amon-Ra is capable of playing on the outside. Khalif is capable of playing on the outside. But this is where I think the potential cost of him and what he does best is not a fit for this Lions team.
Yeah, Flannel, I think he's a fit, but I think he's a little redundant. Like I think his skills aren't that much different than Josh Reynolds, or I guess Josh Reynolds is gone now. Not that much different than Amon-Ra St. Brown and Donovan Peoples-Jones and Antoine Green. Like, for the price, and I'm curious where you got those numbers, because the estimate I have is pretty close to that too, like a 2-year, $17.5 million contract. We just let Josh Reynolds walk for $4.5 million a year. Like, at that point, whether it's Roman Wilson or Ladd McConkey or a wide receiver in the draft, you take one in the first 3 rounds. I just think that's a better solution, whether it's that X wide receiver type, or if you're going to go redundant. And I don't mean to put Ladd McConkey and Roman Wilson in that category, but you know what I mean. Similar to Amon-Ra type of receiver, I'd rather go with one of the young guys.
Yes, and I got the $8.4 million from Spot Track, by the way. I should have mentioned that. But yeah, with Tyler Boyd, I just don't think that his skill set and what he does and how he likes to play fits the best with this Lions team, especially given the fact that he's a free agent. You'd have to pay him I'm not saying that that's the gospel. You might be able to get him for less, but $8.4 million a year for Tyler Boyd for this team, no thank you.
And the one thing I really like, and JB, if Rod hops on, cut me off at any moment, but Tyler Boyd's getting interest from the Chiefs, the 49ers, the Dolphins, and the Chargers. I know the Chargers were kind of a dump truck last year, but I think of those 4 as pretty good organizations, or at least winning football. And the more I think about it now, the Chargers probably shouldn't be in that category, but the Chiefs, the 49ers, those are the teams you want to mimic or want to do things like. And that's why I also like that DJ Reader signing. What did the Chiefs do? And this isn't a shot at L'Jarius Sneed. They let their cornerback go and they signed their defensive tackle. Yeah. That's the mold I want this Lions team to be built.